single solitary viewer.
I'm James Cebulski. Welcome to our EA Sports Showdown here tonight. First home game of the regular season. You can just feel that energy here in front of this crowd tonight.
Fans are happy to see the players. Players are happy to be playing at home. It's really a fun night if it all goes well.
Yeah, if it all goes well. Welcome to the franchise mode with the Quebec City Assassins, episode number 2, and this is the second game of the season. One of the rare games I'll be playing from the first period all the way to the end, because this series isn't about showing every single game and playing every single period, but it's about showing the development of what is a team of underdogs. And their struggle to become Stanley Cup champions, I suppose, at some point. But despite the look on Matthias Janmark's face right now, you could see the look of doubt, I guess, on his face. That was a goofy look. These are underdogs. And Dallas takes the lead early on.
Our rock stars, and then there's next level to that. And our guest coming up in period number 2 defines it. Snoop Dogg coming up here on EA Sports.
Finally, Snoop Dogg makes an appearance on my channel. It was about time, I say.
Plays it against the boards. Winding down the scores. That's two unanswered now.
Dallas takes the lead 2-0, and that was a big slapper. And really, it's up to the goalie on this one to stop that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I don't have a top-notch goalie.
Say that big game, James. You know what it is, baby.
How you doing?
I'm slow motion.
If you were commissioner for a day, what would you do?
I would make all hockey games start off with some hip-hop music. I would have a great halftime performance. And the games would be more interactive as far as finding ways
to home,
put
Snoop
the
Dogg. There's no halftime in hockey.
But just make it more about
you are
the people.
drunk.
When I watch other sports, I feel like the fans are more involved.
Sometimes you have to have the shortest.
So as I was saying, the Quebec Assassins, the double butts, they are.
Dallas, they do it big in Texas. You know what it is. Stars.
Well, I mean, there was no chance here for the goalie to catch that. No chance at all. When they're a team of underdogs, there's only 4 star players on the team. Mark Giordano, Jordan Stahl, and Eric Stahl. Eric Stahl. Jordan Stahl ain't there. And of course, Elijah Martindale, the young franchise player we drafted at the beginning of the season, last episode. There's really, everyone else is like pretty bad. Or replaceable. You know, decent plumber guys, but you don't win Stanley Cups, or you don't win a lot of games with only 3 players. Unless they do a lot more of that. That's a sweet little cross-trace pass from Elijah Martindale to Josh Anderson, who never thought he'd end up on a first line. Of course, that was on the power play. And given the fact that Dallas's 3rd goal was a shorty, it was really, really important to get one back. Let's just say that. It was really important to get one back.
And that's picked off. Intercepted.
Oh, no, he didn't. Wow. No, he didn't. That was a football hit right there. Thunderous.
So,
click, clack.
Yeah. Never do what you just saw happen on screen. You can get away with it at pro level or the newbie levels of difficulty, but you can't do this kind of stuff in All-Star, otherwise you'll pay for it. And the Quebec Assassins just did. And what I mean is, you can't make the goalie make a forward pass with the puck right in front of the net. That just gives a perfect shot that they can't possibly miss. Raffle with a sweet interception here.
With some momentum driving towards the net.
And then he finishes off with a goal. You know that you've got a special little team when, Raffle is the one who ends up scoring your goals.
Quick pass on the tape and into the net. So quickly the goalie can't get closed up and make the save.
The Assassins have got one back here now in the 3rd. Here's a shot, just wide. Quebec City's gained possession along the boards. Scores! Oh, what a one-time!
Not much really I could do on that one here. Ideally, you don't want to lose the puck on the boards with the D-man. But sometimes things on All-Star just go, they happen so quickly that you just can't do much of anything. You've got really tough teams like Dallas, and they have a lot of talented players. Martin Hansel is not one of them anymore. He's like a veteran, but I had like my third or fourth line on the ice, and so did they, and there's his bet.
Right out front. He scores!
But look at that sweet cross-crease pass. And I believe number 77, Josh Anderson, gets his second goal of the night, his third of the season, third in two games. That was just a great pass by Derek Brassard, local boy. And that's the first game in Quebec City, which means also that Josh Anderson is also the first player to score a goal in Quebec City at the Vidéotron Arena. The Vidéotron Center. Now, pulling the goalie here gives Dallas the insurance marker they need to absolutely guaranteed win this game. So the home opener is going to be a big fat L, which is not necessarily surprising from a team that is lacking in talent or high-end talent. It's no surprise.
Goaltenders when they give up lots of goals, but in this case, it's hard to blame him with the amount of offense that he was seeing there.
Most of the goals, it's hard to blame Comrie on this one. There was a weak one, and the rest is really just out of his domain here. It's not really his fault. Eventually, the franchise will hopefully have a better goalie than Comrie, but for now, we gotta make do with what we've got. That's how it works with an expansion franchise. The first two games having been played, most of the season is going to be done like this, where I simulate the games, and if it looks like the team needs my help now and they're losing 2-1 to the Ottawa Senators, then that's when I try and intervene and shake things up with a little bit of a fight maybe. So what happened here is Mark Giordano just injured an Ottawa player, and Chabot is not super happy about this and drops the glove. Things did not work for him. And Mark Giordano, I usually not very good at the fights because I don't care and I don't like them. But someone just got whooped. Someone got their ass whooped. Kiss some ass, son. And of course, you know, it's a good thing when I intervene and just take penalties. And then just let Anisimov skate through like he's Mario Lemieux and shoot this thing in the top corner. Now, Artem Anisimov is like a longtime veteran, but at this point he's like well past the twilight of his career, and there's no way he should be scoring.
They're trailing because they can't finish anything.
I resent that, Ray. We can't finish losing in a humiliating fashion.
No room for that one to get through. Brings the puck into the offensive
end now. Yeah, the last hope of this team, Martindale, fails to score.
Has really set in. They pulled the goalie. The extra attacker's out.
But Eric Stahl passes it. Smooth, beautiful pass back to Anderson for the one-timer, and that one's in the back of the net, and it's a real pretty goal. It starts with some nice little old-fashioned work along the boards, taking the puck back. I can't believe that the team is still, like, regardless, the team is losing to the Ottawa Senators. Now, to keep this in mind, the Ottawa Senators is about the only team in the league that actually has a worse roster than the Quebec City Assassins. They're the only ones with a worse roster, I think. Maybe Detroit also has a worse roster, but, like, anyway, there's really... Let's just move on and simulate against Nashville and see if that goes any better. It's not going super well. In fact, I guess I just moved on. I'm just not up for it. I can't, like, intervene every single time, especially when I play, like, frustratingly poorly. And because sometimes, as you can see, with a nice little 3-1 win against the Washington Capitals, sometimes simulating is the way you can get things done. All right. 3-3 against Toronto. I guess we're going to play some overtime. And as you can see now, Toronto, especially within the offense department with well, you know, if you don't know who the players of Toronto are, there's Austin Matthews, who's the poster boy of 2020. And you see him at the beginning of every episode, as he's the basic loading screen. Now, the thing with the overtime, as you can see, it's 3 versus 3, and that leads to a lot more scoring chances, a lot more breakaways, a lot more chances. I'd guess a lot more exciting hockey, with several chances to score for the Quebec City Assassins. The double butts can't put it in.
And that skips away on a nice defensive deflection.
And of course, turnovers leads to...
Right, he's got 2 goals earlier in the game.
No, they don't necessarily lead to goals, unless they do. In my defense, that was actually a really good passing game for Toronto. You kind of expect it with the quality of players that they have, but Riley shouldn't be the one to be scoring a hat trick for the win. I guess it should be like Austin Matthews or something, right? So here's a game against Minnesota. We lost the last one against Chicago, and now we have some bad news. Mark Giordano, who made the All-Star game at age 31, unfortunately has been injured. He's been injured for, what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, more or less. And we had to make some changes on the blue line, give a lot more ice time to players who are not quite ready for prime time. And we just earned ourselves a big fat L as a result. But also, right now, right in your face, look at all these goals in the third period. A 7-2 massacre against the Anaheim Ducks. Whew, that's embarrassing for the Ducks. I thought I was embarrassed losing to the Senators earlier, but losing 7-2, the Ducks have to be, like, really humiliated. All right, it's time to try and turn this train around. The Panthers are leading by a goal, and I guess we're back into this one. That was a mighty slap shot from Andreas Johnson, who I don't think is the most likely candidate to like absolutely shoot a cannon like that. But that one was forceful, it was willful, and it was very, very, very little that the Florida goalkeeper, Varlamov, I think it is it Varlamov? Straight off the power play, big slap shot from Elijah Martindale from the point. Get used to that Martindale name, even though it's a completely fictional hockey player that does not actually exist. He's my franchise player. And already he's got his 5th of the season. This one, the power play from the point, big slap shot.
Anderson's got it into offensive territory. And now it's grabbed by Anderson.
And now Anderson to James, another big slap shot from the point. You can start to tell that I love my slap shots from the point, especially with my defensemen. Usually it's rarely a bad play, because you can get a deflection, or you can get a rebound, or you can get a straight up right cannon and rocket straight to the back of the net. You just never know. You don't go wrong with a point shot. Unless, of course, someone's blocking it.
Here's a shot.
And here, you see the pitfalls of going for the big hit, which I do a little bit too often. I go for the big hit, and if they actually outnumber you, You shouldn't be doing
That's
that.
really good work for them.
So I took one of the defensemen out of the play by going for the big hit, but they still had 2 forwards left, and I only had 1 defenseman left after that big hit. And that was enough for them to get that cross-crease pass
comes to an end. That means we've got some
and get that goal.
Coming up.
56 seconds.
And that was that was 10 seconds before the end of the period, by the way. 10 seconds, I would have won. I would have come back from a 2-goal deficit, and now I'm taking a penalty. Taking a penalty in overtime. Eric Stahl, what are you doing?
Stahl's off to the box.
And by Eric Stahl, I mean, that was totally the computer. Of course it was the computer. I would never take a penalty. Tripping? No, that's the computer, of course.
Tough to argue that
But don't worry, so long as I don't take defensemen out of position any longer, especially on the penalty kill, we're going to be just fine, and we're still going to be able to take Marcus Kruger and shoot completely off the net, and then take a defenseman out of position, and then let them score a game-winning goal when I had the game won in regular time. We're just gonna do that. We're just gonna let Florida win a game they should have lost.
That'll do it, but they needed overtime.
That's the spirit. That's really the motto of the franchise. The Quebec Double Butts. The Assassins
now you're looking for that one chance to
just
put it away.
Settle for a point while they let you win a game you should have lost. A call from the amateur scout, and he thinks the draft class from this year is going to be a little bit weaker than normal, and by this he actually means in terms of depth, the depth of the rounds. I'm still really hoping, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I'm hoping to get Lafrenière. But okay, here we got a trade offer coming from the Canadiens. They want to give us Paul Byron and some better picks. It's basically a salary dump. I'm completely willing to take this. To improve my draft picks, I will take the salary dump. I have got plenty of room to take Paul Byron's salary. Paul Byron should be a top 9 player, but in the game he's a bottom 6 player, so he's not very good. But what happens as a bottom 6 player, it's going to be easy for me to burr him in the farm in Brossard when I don't need him anymore, and so I don't care about the salary dump. Do not care. Let's keep on going, because we've been on a bit of a losing streak, and that losing streak appears to be it's still going on against the Rangers. We lost to the Flames earlier, and of course that crushing loss against the Panthers. However, Coach Caden Coombs is real happy because we gave that 9-game trial to James, the defenseman, the young defenseman who's just about ready to play on the top 6 and complete the third pair. But yeah, he's not ready to make a big impact quite yet, but I want to keep him in the NHL because maybe he might improve along the season, and I don't think he's got much to learn in the farm, and that makes our coach real happy. And then we're gonna just lose like losers against Pittsburgh. This is not going great at all. If you, after 15 games, you take a look at the conference, and we're 14th. The Quebec City Assassins are 14th with 4 wins, 8 losses, and though 3 of those losses are in overtime, that's just a terrible point percentage, and there's a full goal gap basically between the goals they score compared to the goals they allow. It could be worse, it could be the Flyers, but it's not very good. We've actually lost to the Senators and the Rangers, which are also struggling. It's just not good overall. I hope Mark Giordano can come back soon. He's injured, and he's really the kind of leader that the Quebec Assassins need right now. We need him to come back. He's been the captain of the Calgary Flames for many seasons, and that's a player who has never been drafted. He's 36, so he basically now has only 1 or 2 good seasons left in him. But beyond that, he's almost assuredly going to become a coach. I hope that he's a good enough coach and a nice fit ultimately when the time comes for the Quebec City Assassins. I want to say goodbye, Coombs, and welcome back, Mark. He's still injured here until November the 13th, so that's probably 1 or 2 more games. We'll have to see how things turns out. See you then. Bye-bye.
Sponsored by the Flues Crew on Patreon.